Not so long ago, a youngster came up to me and he said, I have some friends. These friends, I go out and about with them. I like to stay with them. I like to be in their company. But there's sometimes when I'm with them, they are smoking cigarettes. Now, it's gone to such a stage where they have started smoking spliffs. I have a chest problem. So whenever they offer me, I decline. And what do they say? They say to me, you're a sado. You know, if you don't want to do these type of things, then don't hang around with our crowd. Make your own friends. Unfortunately, a lot of us youngsters are facing this problem which is famously known as peer pressure, where us youngsters are being pressured to do things that we do not want to do. We are being pressured to do things that invite the wrath of Allah the Almighty. We are being indirectly forced to do things that Allah is displeased with. Now, are these type of people really worthy of having the title friend? Are these really our friends, or are these really our enemies? What is a friend? Who is a friend? What qualities should a friend have? Let's listen to the advice that was given to a prominent figure of Islam, Ja'far Sadiq rahimahullah. Ja'far Sadiq rahimahullah, he was once advised by his father, who was another prominent figure of Islam, known as Imam Baqir rahimahullah. Imam Baqir rahimahullah, he advises his son Ja'far Sadiq rahimahullah, and he says, O son, do not befriend 5 types of people. Number 1, do not befriend a liar. Why? Because a liar, he will make bad things appear good to you. Like the example I give at the start, he will say to you, let's smoke cigarettes. Come on, let's get onto spliffs. This is what youngsters do in this day and age. Go along with the time. So a liar will say things like this, but he will not tell you the harms, the impact smoking will have on our lives, smoking will have on our health, on our fellow human beings around us. So do not befriend a liar. Number 2, do not befriend a sinner. Who is a sinner? In short, a sinner is that person who prioritizes his own happiness. He does not prioritize the happiness of Allah the Almighty. He does not care whether Allah is happy or not. He will do what his own whims and desires tell him to do. So do not befriend a sinner. Number 3, do not befriend a dumb and foolish person. Why? Because a dumb and foolish person does not know what is right from wrong. Number 4, do not befriend a stingy person. Why? Because tomorrow you will be in need of something. And a stingy person, if you befriend him, when you're in need of something and you go to him, he will avoid you. And number 5, do not befriend a person who breaks relations with others. Why? Because a person who breaks relations, who severs ties with others, Allah's curse is upon such a person. So do not befriend a liar, do not befriend a sinner, do not befriend a stingy person, do not befriend a dumb and foolish person, and do not befriend a person who breaks relations with others. Brothers and sisters, we need to select our friends. We need to select good friends. Friends that remind us of our purpose of creation. Friends that remind us of Allah. Friends that remind us why we have been sent to this world. Why? Because our friends or so-called friends, they could be the means of leading us to hellfire. Or if we have good friends, they could be the means of leading us to paradise. Brothers and sisters, if we befriend bad people, stay in the company of bad people, then we will only live to regret. Allah the Almighty mentions this in the Quran. He says, وَيَوْمَ يَعَضُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ يَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أَتَّخِذْ مَعَ الرَّسُولِ سَبِيلًا يَا وَيْلَتَى لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أَتَّخِذْ فُلَانًا خَلِيلًا لَقَدْ أَضَلَّنِي عَنِ الذِّكْرِ بَعْدَ إِذْ جَاءَنِي. That remember that day when an oppressor, a person who wronged himself, he will be biting his hands and he will be saying to himself, woe unto me that I did not follow the path of the messenger. Woe unto me that I befriended such and such person who misguided me from the remembrance, who misguided me from the Quran. Woe unto me. So brothers and sisters, if we are going to befriend evil people, wrong people, people that are leading us and inviting us to do bad things, then we will only live to regret. It comes in a narration, من أحب لله وأبغض لله وأعطى لله ومنع لله فقد استكمل الإيمان. Whoever loves for the sake of Allah the Almighty, i.e. whoever befriends someone for the sake of Allah the Almighty, whoever has enmity for another for the sake of Allah, whoever gives in the path of Allah for the sake of Allah, and whoever does not give for the sake of Allah, this is a true believer. So we can learn from this, brothers and sisters, that if a person is bad, he has bad qualities in him, he has bad traits, and we have the ability, we have the capability to right this person, to show him the right path, to correct his wrongs, then we should befriend him for the sake of Allah the Almighty, so that we can change this person, we can show him the true path, the right path. However, if we know that we cannot change a person, rather if we are going to stay in the company of people that are going to have negative influence on us, that are going to have a negative impact on us, then we should not and we cannot befriend these type of people. Why? Because these very same people will be the means of leading us to hellfire. We all know the famous story known as the people of the cave. A whole chapter has been devoted, known as the chapter of the cave, to the people of the cave, the Ashabul Kahf. These people were pious individuals. The area they were living in, the society they were living in, was full of bad, was full of evil, and was corrupt. They wanted to go away from there, and they wanted to go to a place where they could worship Allah the Almighty in peace. They were going on the way, a dog starts following them. The dog that is famously known as Qatmir. This dog, he carries on following these people, the people of the cave. Obviously, a dog, a filthy animal, who will want a dog to follow one? But this dog is following these pious individuals. These people, the people of the cave, they reach the cave, they're in the cave, and the dog, it stays outside the cave, in the doorway of the cave. Allah the Almighty, in the hereafter, He will grant this dog paradise. You know why? Because this dog, it stayed in the company of pious individuals. It stayed in the company of pious people, the people of the cave. What can we learn from this? When one stays in the company of pious people, then this will be a means of creating good qualities in oneself. Allah loves such people that live and stay in the company of the pious. If Allah can grant this dog paradise because of staying in the company of good people, the people of the cave, then brothers and sisters, why will Allah not grant us paradise for staying in the company of good? So be good, stay in the company of good, and remember Allah and remind each other of Allah the Almighty. It comes in another narration that one is on the religion of his friend. Know your friends. What does this mean? This means that if a person has good friends, then the impact will be such that his religion will be good. But if one has bad friends, then it will affect his religion as well. It will affect his relationship with Allah the Almighty. Allah the Almighty will be displeased with such a person. Once a person, he was on his way to visit his friend. Someone stopped this person and asked him, "Where are you going?" So he said, "I'm going to visit my friend." So then the person asked, "Are you going to visit your friend because he is your relative?" So he said, "No." So then he asked, "Are you going to visit your friend because he did good to you in the past?" So he said, "No." Then he asked, "Are you going to visit your friend because you have a transaction going on with him?" So he said, "No." Then he asked, "Then why are you going to visit your friend?" So he replied and said, "Al-hubbu lillah, for the sake of Allah, for the love of Allah, I am going to visit my friend." Then that person asked, "Are you going to ask me who I am? Are you going to ask me, why am I interrogating you like this? Why am I asking you these questions?" So he said, "Yes." why are you asking me these questions? Who are you? So he said, I am an angel. I have been sent from Allah the Almighty. Allah the Almighty has sent me to give you the glad tidings that paradise has become compulsory upon you. Why? Because this person, he knew the importance of true friendship. Why we befriend another? Why do we befriend another? We befriend another for the love of Allah, for the sake of Allah. So his good qualities have an impact on us. And if he is a bad person, then we can influence him, we can have an impact on him. And if we cannot have an impact on him, if we cannot influence him positively, then we should not stay in his company, we should not stay in such company. I would just like to finish off by giving you an excellent example demonstrated by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once he gave the example of a good friend and a bad friend. He said the example of a good friend is like the person who sells musk. If a person goes to a person who sells musk, musk is a good scent, is a nice scent, then one will either be granted that nice smell, the nice scent of musk, or one will buy the scent, the nice scent of musk from that musk seller, or one will have the effects of the musk, the nice scent, come on his clothes, come on his body. So just take the example of a perfume shop. A person goes in a perfume shop, then he will either be given samples to try on himself, he'll either buy some perfume, or even if he just stays in a perfume shop for a while, then when he leaves the perfume shop, because the perfume shop is full of perfumes, then the nice scent, the good smell will rub on him. And when he goes outside the shop, then if a person was to go in the presence of that person at that instant, then he'll say that this person, he smells nice. In exactly the same manner, brothers and sisters, if we stay in the company of good people, if we befriend good people, if we stay in the company of pious, then the good qualities will also be created in us. The qualities of piety, the qualities of God consciousness, the qualities of remembering Allah. These good friends will have a big influence and a big impact on our lives. But on the contrary, the example of a bad friend is like the example of a person who blows bellows for a blacksmith. When a person he blows bellows for a blacksmith, then his clothes will either be burnt, or the corrupt bad smell will go on him and he will have an impact on him. So brothers and sisters, likewise, if we have bad friends, if we stay in the company of bad, then we will inherit those bad qualities, and we will also create bad qualities in ourselves which we do not want to do. So brothers and sisters, I pray to Allah the Almighty that He give us the ability to become good, to stay in the company of good, to befriend good people, and may Allah the Almighty give us the ability to stay away from bad company, to stay away from bad people, and may Allah the Almighty give us the ability to act upon everything that has been said. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.